I'm Greg Lilleyman. I'm the Group Executive for Technology and Innovation for Rio Tinto.
Can you tell me what have been some of the problems with mine productivity in the past?
Well, look, I think we probably, as an industry, have lunched off much earlier investments for far too long, and I think we haven't really tackled some of the fundamental changes that could be adopted in the industry. So for me, declining productivity has meant all aspects, whether it be labour productivity, capital productivity, you name it. We really haven't been addressing that, and the opportunities are there for us to grab.
What are some of the major trends in addressing productivity?
Oh, well, look, I think if you start right at the front end in the way that we develop new mines, new operations, etc., the way you can modularise, some of the offshore emerging market opportunities in defining cheaper capital pathways to development of operations, and then throughout the life cycle, whether it be automation or other productivity enhancing sort of labour efficiency opportunities, not just through technology, but I think better sort of management efficiency and productivity as well, and looking at different ways of organising and managing a mine site, right the way through to the logistics, hitting the market and key customer at the end of the day, the marketing opportunities. All of that, from my perspective, have a productivity opportunity in them.
Is what I hear from other people. It seems like you're looking at the entire system and then making improvements to the system and how that system integrated and how it works together.
Yeah, for us, we look both at entire systems, whether it be where we've got an integrated set of mines and railway and port in our iron ore business in Western Australia, but equally we can look right across similar sites that have no connection other than they both happen to be a concentrator that we're looking at. So whether that's looking at our copper concentrators, where we've got one in Mongolia, one in the US, also in Australia, and we can then look for common themes and common opportunities and spread them across those disparate operations very quickly.
Why do you hear about mine automation so much up in Western Australia? Is there something that was unique? You hear about what has been accomplished there, which you always hear is fantastic. Was there something that was unique about the operations up there that you were able to make those advances?
Oh, well, I think for us in the Western Australian iron ore business, the opportunities were great because we had a scarcity of labour into that region. We needed to very quickly develop the operations to capture the upside of the market in China, and labour costs are quite high. So all of those coming together in one location meant that the investment case was ripe for the picking. And for us, the Pilbara might be phase one, but we've learned a lot from those early stages of automation there, and we certainly see more opportunities elsewhere.
What's the centres of excellence, and also what's the centres of remote centres? So we've developed both an operations centre surrounding our iron ore business in Western Australia, which is real-time, online, actual operation of the suite of fleets and processing plants and railway network and ports, etc., really linking mine right through to market as well. So that's very much an efficiency through operating and optimising an existing system. Our excellence centres, on the other hand, are a location where we can bring lots of data together with subject matter experts, global sort of experts in their field, supplement it with sort of behind the scenes sort of data analytics and big data themes, etc., to really look for insights that your standard metallurgist and operator on a site just don't have the bandwidth to be able to see. And we can then spread and share the benefits and the ideas that group can come up with back through those sites very quickly. Can you give me an example of like how big data would work? I mean, what's unique about it? What's the promise of using it?
So one of the things we're looking at with big data is sort of predictive analytics from a maintenance perspective. So, the equipment of today has many more sensors and data points coming through real time, online, all the time, that we can now analyse, look for trends well and truly in advance of when you might otherwise have seen changes in some of the metals or oil samples, etc. Make decisions from a maintenance perspective that allows you to either prolong the life of some of the components, because you can see that there's still residual life, or you can see where there might be failures that are going to occur before their planned time, and you can schedule in activities rather than do work on an unplanned fashion. So for us, predictive maintenance analytics is one of the key areas that we're focusing on first.
Is it promising right now, or where does it stand?
Yeah, it is promising. Look, I wouldn't say we've got it cracked by any stretch of the imagination, but we are seeing some positive trends with some of the work that we're doing on engine failures, and seeing some positive correlations, up to 3 months in advance of engine failures that are looking very promising. So, look, early days, but we're looking forward to progressing that work.
You're on the cutting edge with Rio Tinto. What are some of the skill sets that a young person might be looking at for being a mine worker of the future?
Look, it's a good question. I mean, there is a definite change in the skill sets, I think, that we need. I wouldn't put it down to one specific qualification or anything like that. I think the main thing is to come with a very active and open mind, thinking about new ways of doing things, being able and prepared to challenge the status quo of why are we doing things this way or that way. An analytical mind that's used to using data, challenging through data and insights in that way. I think all of those general sort of skill sets would set someone in good stead in this industry.
Greg Lilleyman, thank you very much.
Thank you.